Guess what time it is? Oh yeah, it's me. Okay. I'm going to tell what you missed last month. I'm going to tell you what you need to know. Okay. Wait, there was something that I meant to tell you that I thought of before that I forgot, and of course it's gone. Hello. I can't remember. Well, maybe it'll come to me. I don't know. I don't know. I'm going to try and read this without my glasses with my huge print. We'll see how we do. For those of you who are here for the first time, I feel like if I say this one more time, I'm really going to gag. I was going to say debut novel, but it's not, because now what is it? It's my fictionalized memoir. That's right, owning my stuff. Don't Jump, it's called. It chronicles a woman's quest to find her place and purpose amidst sex, drugs, rock and roll, and celebrity. This installment finds Andy, a 30-something rock promoter in New York in 1990. Okay, this is 1990. We're going back. I would play the music, but it would be a little distracting. The morning after her big opening night. That's what you missed. It was her big opening night at the Club Jam Girl, which is renamed for her new moniker. A psychic has recently told her that there would soon be 5 men on the scene vying for her attention. True to her word, there's Vinny, the young pizza boy toy of the exceedingly famous Pandora Amora, who DJ'd the big night. There's Pastor Pete, who's the lover of all women, who Andy manages, who opened the show. There's Jim Fellows, the older, sexy club owner who turned up to check out the scene, and Andy, and appears to have a secret. There's Lenny, Andy's old friend and comedy teacher, who she just days before went out on a date with for the first time, and who seems to have the exact same taste in food and furnishings. And then there's Barry, his writing partner, and her best friend from junior high, that she just reconnected with that very day after 20 years, thanks to good old Lynn. It's the morning after. Andy's feeling relieved and ridiculously popular. The new math. I did it, Lorna. I know. It's the grandma Libby. Lick the. I don't. How do you turn pages if you don't lick your thumb? I don't know how to do that. And it's so old lady. Was I doing that when I was 12?
It's like vintage.
It's vintage. Yes, it's a vintage move. I knew I loved you. Everything old is new again. Okay. I need one of those things from the bank. One of those. Okay. I better keep my glasses closed just in case I lose confidence here. Okay. Late the next morning, following my Jam Girl opening night, Lenny called. How about some dinner tonight to celebrate? Sure, that sounds great. Minutes later, the phone rang again. Hey, hot stuff, free on Saturday? Barry? What's a single girl in her mid-30s to do? As a teen, you know him. Oh, never mind, I didn't say that. As a teenager, I didn't have the slightest romantic interest in Barry. Why was he suddenly so darn attractive? Perhaps it had something to do with the fact that I was no longer a foot taller than him, or that he'd grown into his nose, lost the pimples and the cracking voice, all replaced by a handsome guy with a good body, a great job, and a state-of-the-art StarTech. 1990, remember? Okay. Or maybe it was just so damn romantic to think that after 20-plus years of living parallel lives, I was destined to end up with the boy next door. Granted, he was Lenny's writing partner, but he was my best friend first. But what about the code? Did it apply to this? And for whom? Lenny? Barry? Me? Was I getting ahead of myself? What happened to the damn power now? Anyway, yeah, I'm free, Barry. But right now I'm running to work. Sorry, I really gotta go. Well, since you'll be in the neighborhood, come up and see my office. I'll take you out to lunch. After a morning of congratulatory calls, I arrived at Barry's office a little after 1. Renee, Barry's assistant, was expecting me and led me into his inner sanctum. Barry's office had luxurious beige carpeting, gold records lining the walls, hint, hint, a huge desk dominating the center of the room, and a floor-to-ceiling window running the length of the room, overlooking 6th Avenue. Well, this is where our similarities end. You're successful. Barry blushed a bit, but I could tell he was pleased. Hey, Renee, did I tell you that Andy and I went to grade school together? Yeah, about 1,000,000 times. Cool, I wasn't even born then. I faked silent choking as she left the room. He took me to Mr. Chow's, a very serious high-end Asian restaurant, although back then we called it Chinese. The maitre d' obviously knew Barry well and greeted him warmly. As he escorted us to the best table in the house, I couldn't help but wonder how many women Barry had brought here before me. Gauging by the way everybody was fawning on us, I'd say many. After ordering way more food than we could possibly eat, he explained, "I'd like to taste a little bit of everything. Besides, we have 20 years of lunches to catch up on, and I'm making up for a few right now." Almost to himself, he added, "I always wondered what happened to you." How weird is it that we end up doing so many of the same things all these years and never run into each other? Mid-sentence, my eye caught sight of 3 dishes being presented by the waiter. If he was trying to impress me, it was working. "You know your nostrils are flaring." "Are not," I said. "Are too, so?" "That means you're flirting." "I am not." Damn him for being so observant. Not only had Barry enjoyed great success as a music, you notice I have to like catch my place, so that's what the not having glasses on, it takes me a minute to focus. Okay. Not only had Barry enjoyed great success as a music promoter, he was also doing stand-up and improv and making a name for himself. Additionally, he had a handful of writing projects in the works with Lenny and a couple of other writers. Everything he tried his hand at worked. He seemed to know everybody in both the music and the comedy worlds, A-listers across the board. I had no doubt he was destined for even greater things. And I thought I was ambitious. At my office in the afternoon, an hour later, the phone was ringing off the hook. Jim Fellows called from Boston. "Steve and I had a great time. We want to meet with you as soon as I'm back in town." Changing his tone, he added, "Can't stop thinking about you." "By the way," I said, trying like hell to sound casual, "what was Steve implying the other night? I got this distinct impression there were other parties involved, and it's no problem, really. I'm juggling a bit myself right now. Unless, of course, it's something serious. You're not married, are you?" Dead silence on the other end of the phone. That damn woman's intuition. 4 down. Wait, 1 down. 1 down, 4 to go. Stick with your script, girl. Okay. Sweet-talking Pastor Pete wasn't a contender either. He was fun, but not my type. He wanted all women for a moment or two. I wanted one man for always. 2 down, 3 to go. Vincent. Hell. I still didn't know what he thought about me, and he wasn't around very much anymore anyway. That left 2. Lenny and Barry. Which was one too many, especially amongst friends. Promptly at 8, Lenny arrived, looking as uncomfortable as I was. We were talking around Barry, neither of us, "Oh, you missed the scene last night. Lenny came for the first date, and I said, 'Welcome to my humble chapeau, it's in my book.'" It is, right?
I believed you.
Yeah. We were talking around Barry, neither of us mentioning his name. I hoped to join with help. It didn't. "I want to take you to my favorite neighborhood dive. Like Italian? Men or shoes?" Thank God he laughed. God bless him. "Last night was incredible. I'm really proud of you, Andy. You know, that stand-up gig that you and Mona booked me on at Rock Bar 4 years ago really opened the door for all of this. Maybe you should be taking me to dinner," he said. The ride uptown was quiet. An old-time favorite, the West Side Cafe B&T's, bordered on cliché with its red and white checkered tablecloths and homemade Chianti. Jammed tight with Columbia students, Lenny and I sat close in a corner booth. It was a bona fide date. After years of friendship, neither one of us knew how to do it. I certainly didn't. I'd really never dated anyone in my whole life. Whenever I was interested in someone, it was usually flirt, flirt, kiss, screw, and then eat. That usually took weeks, months, years sometimes. Eating first was really awkward.